The time for empty talk is over.
It's going to be great.
Yo guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode number 5 of the Pint and Politics podcast. Cracking guest today, and Yonna. How you doing, Yonna?
Alright.
Well, go on, introduce yourself to everybody.
Well, I'm Yonna Unigwe. I'm a politics student. Like these are the two lads. Unlike these other two lads, I'm a lefty, so
there should be some debate in this one.
So
it's not a fully right-wing podcast.
Yeah, it's going to add some debate to it, innit?
Yeah. We ain't got right-wing nut jobs anymore like Gav. You know. But no, as you can see, we've all got there's beers, well apart from Luke.
Budweiser.
We won't say why.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we will.
I mean, yeah.
It was a rough one last night.
Yeah,
rough.
Yeah, well, politics social, man.
Yeah, it was
I can say, yeah.
bit of a mad night.
Yeah. At least.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to crack it open, Yonna?
Right.
Oh, straight.
Oh, beautiful.
Try not to spill it, usually everyone spills it.
I haven't yet.
I would say explain your Vimto, but...
It tastes quite alcoholic at first. 43%.
43% Vimto?
Yeah.
No, so I've got a baller IPA, and I actually need to do a public apology to Beer 52.
Yes, I think so.
In the last podcast I said fuck Beer 52. The next day I actually got the delivery of beers. So, how ironic.
There must be fans of the channel, obviously.
Yeah, I know, I watched it and sent one straight out, but yeah.
Yeah.
But no, so getting into it then, we're going to start off with the Labour leadership race, because me and Luke, literally no idea, haven't got a clue who's who. But Yonna, on the other hand...
Yeah.
Bit more clued up.
Yeah, the expertise.
Right, because I'm a living member in it, so...
Yeah, exactly, being a Labour member.
You'll be the one voting.
So, I tell you what, go through each person's... I don't know, who's running at the moment, go through each person's basic stances.
Right.
And then whether you like him, not like him.
Alright, I'll start with Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer is the front runner,
Yeah.
as it looks now, because...
Isn't the only guy running? He's the only male running.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's the only male.
And if he wins it.
Yeah, gee.
We'll get onto that. But he's the only male running, and because Clive Lewis didn't make the ballot. He traditionally he's always been on this, like, in the right of the Labour Party, which is like the centre.
Yeah.
Basically, right.
Like Blair.
Blair, right. I was just about to say, yeah, Blair.
The thing about Keir Starmer, he's actually not factional.
Did you know?
He's not factional. He's not like an outspoken, but
Yeah.
No.
but if you had to pin him down, it would be like the Blairite wing of Labour.
Yeah.
Was he shadow Brexit secretary? Or?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Even though if you'd ask him, he wouldn't call himself a Blairite. But
Okay.
Yeah.
but his pitch to the Labour members has actually been quite left wing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's been quite left wing because he's been defending some aspects of the manifesto, saying like the fact that Labour like changed the conversation about austerity.
Yeah.
And not following the Tories along with austerity, like kind of how Ed Miliband kind of did.
Yeah.
And like early, like after Gordon Brown lost in 2010, some Labour members were actually saying no, austerity is just inevitable.
Yeah.
And he's saying that it's good that Corbyn like moved the party away from that. Keir Starmer's like a massive Remainer. he's
Like a huge Remainer. I mean, so just for clarification, you're a Brexit supporter as well, aren't you?
Right, here we go. Right. I would have voted to leave.
Yeah.
And if we had another referendum now, I would still have voted to leave. But
based on what?
right, okay.
Like I say, it's interesting from a left wing point of view of why do you
Actually learning quite a bit.
It's quite interesting though because back in the 60s and the 70s, it was actually the Labour left that was the most outspoken anti-EU people.
Yeah.
Not the Labour Party as a whole wasn't against
the capitalist club and all that.
Yeah, so like Tony Benn, that's how, and Dennis Skinner, that's how they would call.
Well, it's like Corbyn, to be fair.
And Corbyn before he became leader was like, oh, it's a massive capitalist club.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the EU. Number 2 is the whole argument about sovereignty, this really got into my mind when I was studying politics in A level. In A level, because I was reading about British sovereignty, like how traditionally Parliament is meant to be literally the ultimate law, like the ultimate law.
But Parliament's got its ultimate set. Parliament can do whatever the hell it wants and is answers to nobody.
And the fact that that's been eroded by a foreign body, I think, is a bad thing.
Yeah.
There's an argument that Parliament has had its sovereignty eroded even by giving it devolving to Scotland, and like giving some powers to like Wales and Northern Ireland and that. But my counter argument to that would be is that it's still Britain. It's still British.
It's still part of the union.
Exactly. like we were all aware, but we weren't because we weren't even.
No,
we weren't even alive.
nowhere near alive.
But back then, people were aware that the British Parliament is giving powers to the Scottish Parliament, or they're giving more devolved powers to Wales. We were all assigned to that. But then the European Union, it was never like in the public conscious. They're like, oh look, power's actually being taken away from Parliament, and like me as a socialist, I'd call myself a socialist. That's never a good thing.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I want a strong Labour majority, strong socialist Labour majority, so they can pass whatever legislation that was in the manifesto.
Yeah.
And I was reading back in 2018 that like some aspects of the Labour manifesto in 2017, it might not necessarily be blocked by the EU, but it doesn't really follow EU laws. Like, I think stuff to do with the rail and that, like Corbyn would actually find it quite hard to do some of that stuff because of
EU laws.
Because of EU laws.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my position on Brexit. Those are the two main reasons. The other reasons, but those are the two main reasons. So anyway, Keir Starmer is a massive Remainer. Oh, let me just say this as well. The Brexit debate is over now.
Yeah, it's done.
That's
That's it.
done.
We will leave on Friday. This is being filmed on Wednesday, but we will. Well, I said technically leave on Friday for then an 11-month transition period. But yeah,
So
ironically, I'll be in Germany. But you know, hopefully they'll let me back in.
So Keir Starmer's argument was that his argument now is that like, the Brexit debate is over. So the fact that I was a Remainer back then, we can move past that now.
Yeah.
And like move past that now, but part of me will never ever forget like how he was such an instrumental figure in pushing Labour
towards that second referendum.
Towards the second referendum.
Yeah.
And say a similar issue comes across in the next decade, and Keir Starmer's instinct was to kind of like ignore the northern, predominantly white working class, which is what Labour originally was fought, was created
for,
by.
kind of,
And to go with like more of the London.
Yeah.
If an issue arises again, and that's his instinct, then I doubt.
Like the areas like Putney and stuff that Labour actually won.
Yeah. So that, I don't know that I've got some serious issues with there, because it's not not arguing of like who do I value more, the northern older white man or the Stormzy or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they both have a major role to play in what the Labour Party is. But it's easier to get these days. It's easier to get Stormzy's vote than it is to get the northern white man's vote in.
Oh, definitely.
So it's just an issue about electability. It's not an issue of like ideology. So anyway, that's Keir Starmer.
One down.
Then there's Rebecca Long Bailey.
Is this Corbyn 2.0?
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, that's how I've been told.
You guys are my mates. I'm going to critique you on that. Don't you think it's a bit?
Didn't you give Corbyn 10 out of 10 on his election?
I'm going to get to that. But don't you think it's a bit bad to just label her as Corbyn 2.0? She's her own woman. She's not.
Oh yeah, no. I guess it's more.
Policy.
Policy and ideology.
Yeah, right. I'll concede this. It was an absolute blunder for her to give Corbyn a 10 out of 10 after he just lost. Like, that is undeniable. Like,
that was a joke.
Yeah, that was a joke. I completely agree with you boys there. Like, that is just not good political instinct. You can give. In fact, I'll give Keir Starmer this. Did you see how Keir Starmer answered that question?
No, I didn't.
They asked him the same question. Keir Starmer was like, "What a silly question."
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn is a colleague, he's a friend of mine. I'm not going to come out here.
Yeah, I'm not going to say he's a nonce, but yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to come out and slag him off, but I can't give him a 10 out of 10
Exactly.
because we've just lost. It was like Diane Abbott at the conference a couple of years ago. It's like, well, if you look at it, we won. And I think the Sky News reporter went, but you lost. And it's like, well, no.
Yeah, Diane Abbott should not be in the next shadow cabinet. But anyway. So, yeah, but Keir Starmer answered that question the best of all of them have answered that question. He was like, "What a silly question." He's a colleague of mine. We lost an election badly. It's not good for us to just rush to like bad. That's how a prime minister would answer a question. Not necessarily evade the question, but call it out for being a daft. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Rebecca Long Bailey just literally fell straight into that trap. When she said that, I was like, oh my god.
Half the left in the Labour Party went, For fuck's sake.
Even like people like, like the left people,
Yeah.
people we know in our cars.
Yeah.
Like they were like, Yonna, fuck. Like, what?
Hang on a minute.
And so I was like, yeah. But I always say this about Rebecca Long-Bailey. I do like her, but I don't think she should be leader of the Labour Party though. I could see like doing a good job in the
Like a ministerial
role,
but not prime minister.
but not prime minister.
Do you put it down to electability or just kind of like
Personality.
Good. That's what I mean. I mean, for now, for me,
yeah.
it's kind of like Labour's got that crossroads of do you go down ideological lines or do you just want to win an election?
I think you can do both.
You think you can do both?
Yeah, like people. Let's not have like memory breaks here because remember Corbyn won 40% of the population in 2017. He didn't win the election. I can see that, but he won 40% of the population with a unabashedly socialist manifesto.
Yeah.
The difference is Corbyn is just, and Rebecca does suffer from this as well. They're not the right vessels to espouse that type of socialist manifesto.
They're not. I won't call them like a leader.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
Corbyn would make a brilliant environment
Yeah.
to the secretary or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a great campaign. Well,
It was.
he was.
Backtrack.
No. To be fair, no.
No, I admit he is a good campaigner.
He's a great campaigner.
He just fell on his arse.
But just Brexit and
yeah.
and the media completely smashed him in the last election. Corbyn is a great campaigner. He does. I can say one thing about Corbyn is that he stands to what he believes. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I mean. He's not really wavered on his beliefs. I'll give him that. Like,
apart from Brexit.
No, I think he was forced into that. He had no choice.
Yeah, in fact,
That's what I mean.
but then that's the thing though. A good leader wouldn't do that though. Wouldn't a good leader stand by what they actually believe and say, "I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but we have to respect the referendum result. We can't be going out here saying people, oh, I'm sorry, yeah."
But then again, that kind of divides you. Well, I guess so. Like the actual like northern voters at the party of the Leave ones, but it's like the not members, but it's kind of like I don't know, like your cabinet ministers and stuff. I don't know whether they're the more Remainer types. So he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's got to cut one off.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So, but Rebecca Long-Bailey, she said a few good things though. She's talked about progressive patriotism,
Right.
in the sense that like she thinks Labour lost the election because we didn't come across as very like we actually like this country.
Like patriotic.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
And she's been killed. Like if you look in Labour, you guys won't be in Labour circles, but
Definitely not.
but she's been criticised for this. Like I'm like, why? Isn't that a good thing? Progressive patriotism.
I always think that like if you keep going like I think it's okay to say like what's wrong with the country sometimes, but just to literally just completely write off the
You're never going to win an election.
Yeah, you're not going to win an election by doing that.
Never going to win an election. So I think that's good, but I just don't think she's going to get absolutely killed by them. Like, get absolutely.
I must admit,
Big Boris.
that the right wing media, they will absolutely crucify her.
Yeah.
They will rip her a new arsehole. Like seriously. But to be fair,
One way to put it.
it's like Martin, our post-war British politics guy, said a second. See, like like the headlines now. Witch's hat. Long nose. Wicked witch it is.
And it's not fair.
The son's
because
got a field day.
it's not fair because she seems like a genuinely like nice person who's just like.
Yeah.
But and even you two can agree to that. Like she doesn't seem like a wicked person.
Oh yeah, no, she doesn't seem like a horrible,
Evil.
nasty person.
But I think she'd make a good minister, but I don't think good prime minister.
Yeah.
So
It's like Nicola Sturgeon and like Joe Swinson. I feel like they're a bit nasty, but maybe not Swinson, but I think Sturgeon's a bit of a nasty piece of work.
to you,
I think she is. I don't know.
I think she's a brilliant politician.
I agree.
I think she's a brilliant politician, but her political ideology is backward.
Oh,
True.
actually, we can talk about Scotland. We can talk about Scotland.
Yeah,
actually.
we'll go about
But anyway, and then the final one, who's actually we're not going to talk about Emily Thorne because she's in like hell.
Is it Jess Phillips, the other one?
Oh, she's dropped out.
She dropped out.
Yeah,
okay.
Jess Phillips dropped
I was
out.
Right, so I have no idea what you're going to say.
What did she say? Something stupid? Was it?
Oh,
was it not?
Oh, did I tell you this? Well, how she got Boris's theme wrong?
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, so so his thing was get Brexit done, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did she say it was?
She said make Brexit happen.
How did you do that?
And she wants to be prime minister anyway.
Well,
Anyway, so then there's Lisa Nandy, who's won out.
This is your favourite.
She's my favourite. I still don't know who I'm gonna vote for, but Lisa Nandy's looking.
When is the vote anyway?
I don't know. I think it's like end of March. Right.
After our birthdays.
So Lisa Nandy, I think Lisa Nandy is for me is a brilliant politician. Did you watch her interview with Andrew Neil?
No, I haven't watched it.
Oh my! I've never seen someone deal with Andrew Neil like as good. Ben Shapiro folded, Jeremy Corbyn folded.
That's what everyone.
Everyone falls under Andrew Neil, yeah.
But Lisa Nandy didn't know. She was proper like on point. She knew exactly what she was saying. He'd hit her with like, my mind's I'm forgetting now, but I think it was something about foreign policy.
Yeah.
I think it was about something about foreign policy, and she said like, no, sorry, it was about nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons, yeah.
And Lisa Nandy voted against a renewal of Trident.
Right, yeah.
But at the time when that vote was happening, she came out and said on the same show to Andrew Neil when that was happening, like, I'm voting against it because, hang on, I think she might have voted for it. But anyway, she was saying that.
Had she switched her position basically?
Yeah, so she was saying that the only reason I've done this is because it wasn't tied with an effort to denuclearize the world.
Oh, right, okay.
And then Andrew Neil came, fast forward to now, Andrew Neil tried to hit her again and go, how come you switched your mind? She was like, no, I literally came on your show and explained to you my reasoning.
Yeah.
And then there was a focus group that they showed like ex-Labour voters that moment.
Oh, right,
and all of them were like, yeah, that's a proper leader, that, like, yeah.
That's the leader's answer.
I'm glad how she like...
Straightforward.
But Corbyn just didn't... When Andrew Neil was hammering Corbyn...
Oh, he ripped.
Oh,
he
I
really.
even felt a little bit sorry for him.
That was hard. That was hard to watch.
That's rape in some countries. Even as someone who doesn't like Corbyn, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
It really was hard to watch.
Yeah. Right, so Lisa Nandy...
What are her actual positions then? Basically.
So actually, she got attacked by Blair just a few days ago because she's attacked Blair's policies and that, like, they kept the ideology of Thatcherism still running.
Yeah.
Like, they still accepted like you have to privatise some industries. And Blair came out and attacked her and said, you can't stop trashing the last Labour government.
He's attacking fucking everybody.
Oh yeah.
He's on all out fucking war, Blair. Why I don't
Blair
know.
needs to go sit down and just pat his head. Just go sit down.
It's gonna be mad appeal.
Anyway, so before the election, Lisa Nandy was on the left of the party, but she's not a Corbynite.
Yeah.
She's like...
Is she a Leave or a Remainer?
She's well, actually, this is quite interesting. She campaigned for Remain, but after the referendum, she was like respect the result.
Oh right, fair enough.
She was like respect the result, respect, because she represents Wigan, which is a Leave thing.
Oh yeah, Wigan.
Oh yeah.
She was
Yeah.
right.
Well, yeah, that's some fucking Brexit.
No, but she was.
That's Brexit country.
Yeah.
But she was like respect the referendum.
Oh,
Yeah.
All this idea of all this ideas of the second referendum. Lisa Nandy was like, no.
Yeah.
So and I rated that. I remember the time she did it, and she actually voted for Boris Johnson's withdrawal bill only because she wanted to pass through Parliament. She could pass through some amendments to protect workers' rights and that.
Oh right, yeah.
Decent.
So yeah, but I do think I do like Lisa Nandy.
Do you think she'll actually win? Do you think she's got a chance? Or do you think Keir Starmer's going to run away with it?
Of winning the Labour thing.
Yeah.
I do think Keir Starmer's going to win.
That'll look bad though.
It'll look horrific.
Like we were
the
saying,
only male candidate that's going to win.
The Tories have had 2 female prime ministers. Have you had a female leader yet?
We've had. I think she's called Harriet Harman or something. She was like just an interim.
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
She's the mother of the house.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
She didn't last long though.
No, she didn't. I do agree. That's
for me. Considering obviously Labour's a progressive party.
the fact that it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing.
It's got the most MPs from like minorities, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like both from the LGBT community.
Yeah.
So they're doing well in that area.
Labour's not a sexist party at all, but it does look bad that the only man there.
The one guy who's running.
And he's gonna. Looks like he's gonna win it like a bit.
And that's not the reason I'm back at Lisa Nandy, just because she's a woman. I genuinely do think she looks and sounds like she could be
a leader.
She could be Prime Minister. And I think she's got better political instincts than Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer might be a bit smarter, but I think Lisa Nandy's got that killer how to how to
Do you think Lisa Nandy could be like a better campaigner than Starmer, or who do you think's good at campaigning?
Apparently Starmer's a good campaigner.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
Okay.
And apparently during the general election, the one name that kept, but to be fair, this is the south. It wasn't actually the north, but in the south of England. And to be fair, these are Tory seats as well.
Yeah.
people said, "Oh, I like Keir Starmer," but Corbyn, no. But I like Keir
Starmer's
Starmer
alright.
because Keir Starmer presents himself as like a respectable lawyer, Sir Keir Starmer.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Mm.
How come he's got a knighthood anyway?
Fucking hell, how'd you flute that one?
Yeah.
He definitely flute that.
He's actually like a.
That's a decent bloke.
Like he's gone to different like countries and like helped end the death penalty in different countries and that.
Oh, okay.
So and that's one of the things he says when he to the members is that like you can't call me a centrist because look what I've done in all these.
True.
So yeah, Keir Starmer, yeah, but I'm back in Lisa. I want to back Lisa. Let's have a northerner. How we going? Let's have a northerner.
Hey, it'd be nice to see.
Let's have a northerner be Labour leader.
It's interesting though because you've now got what 5 years to kind of just sort yourselves out and kind of regroup kind of thing.
And I guess as best you can.
To be honest, I'm kind of thinking it's kind of waiting for Boris to fuck up. If I'm honest, like,
I'm not even gonna argue against that because Boris Johnson is so volatile. Like
that's what I mean. He's a bit of a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
I'll admit that he's a bit of an idiot.
You know what? Before the election, I would agree. I would have called Boris Johnson an idiot. But look what Boris Johnson achieved. Though. Like, look at it. There was a split in the Tory. There's always been a historic split in the Tory party about Europe.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
So he saw the way the UK was going, like the public opinion, and decided to back Leave. Split the Tory party in half, and split the Labour vote regionally. So he's got he's got his enemies in the Tory party, and he's got his Labour, the socialists. He's got them split. Brexit wins. Then he comes out as like a fervent Brexiteer, like, whoa, gonna push Theresa May to the right about Brexit. Yeah. Or to the right about Brexit.
Yeah.
So you can't deny Boris Johnson helped Theresa May lose her prime minister.
Definitely.
So he gets rid of Theresa May.
Yeah.
Gets put in charge because he's the most popular Tory politician in the country.
Oh, of course.
100%.
Gets put in charge of the Tory party.
And then he kicks out all of his enemies.
Kicks out all the remainers.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I almost forgot that. Kicked out the remainers in his party.
I found that strange how they kept saying literally on the news like, every single candidate that's standing for the Tory party is standing on Boris's deal. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. Innit? So then he kicked out his enemies in the party. Just literally kicked them out.
Yeah.
Went to go and win a final election. Won an 80-seat majority. So that means in the Tory party there's no argument about Brexit anymore.
Oh no.
There isn't.
Took seats from Blythe, Wrexham.
One traditional Labour seats.
Yeah.
So he's took out Tory remainers. He took out Labour.
Yeah.
My God.
That's why I can't call Boris Johnson an idiot. I just can't. How can you do all them things and be an idiot?
Yeah.
It's Machiavelli.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is Machiavelli.
It is Machiavelli.
I have to give it to him.
Maybe that's his thing. Acting a fool.
Yeah.
Like he acts it, but actually he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a bellend, but don't get me. I do not like Boris. Politically, I don't like Boris Johnson.
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not. Let me get that clear.
Yeah.
But
but to be fair, you respect him for kind of.
Yeah, you have to have a bit like and actually, you know what? Remember we learned about Machiavelli, and I said to you, this Machiavelli dude, like I'm not a fan of him. After the election, I was thinking, you have to have a bit of that.
Yeah.
You have to have a bit of cunning to be able to succeed in politics.
100%.
And
Boris Johnson's got that down to a T.
But then again, the ball is in his court now.
Yeah,
that's
the ball's literally in his court.
It'd be interesting to see what happens in this transition period because there's still a chance of no deal. If there's no trade agreement with the EU, then we go out in WTO terms.
You made it right. I will give you £20 if we get no deal.
Oh,
what if we get no deal?
Yeah,
I bet live
I can guarantee
on the
you.
podcast.
I can guarantee you.
That's a win-win for me. I couldn't give a shit. Burn it down for me. I couldn't give a shit.
Because you're not suffering. But anyway, I can tell you now, no government wants to be in power when a no deal happens in this country.
No.
Because then Boris Johnson's got an 80-seat majority. He can't put the blame on Labour, on Parliament, on John Bercow for getting a no deal. It's all on him. And if that happens, and that actually affects the economy and people's lives, that's Labour's opening. But if Labour is smart enough, then
I think he's gonna get a deal. I mean, now the EU literally know, right, we're coming out. There's no second vote. We are coming out. All the Audi, Renault, all their car makers, all their things that trade with us, they're gonna want to get a deal.
Can I ask you boys a question?
Yeah.
There we go. That's the first time I've heard that one.
Yeah, come on, shoot.
Do you remember around October time?
Yep.
Did you think Boris Johnson actually wanted a no deal? Yes or no?
That's a good question, actually.
I've got my opinion on this, actually.
I'm stuck.
I don't think. No, I'm saying no. I can't really give much
I think
reasoning for that.
I think Farage does, but I
Yeah,
don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
Farage definitely.
Farage is a mad dog.
I don't know whether he probably used that to align himself with Farage to trying to get away from Theresa May and kind of say, like, you know, like, I'm nothing like her. I want, you know, I'm full on Brexiteer to kind of like, I don't know.
My argument with it is that I don't think, because if you look at Boris Johnson's track record, he's actually, I don't think there's such a thing, but he comes across as like a liberal Tory. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So, I think his game was just to play hardball. Like, come out, people like LBC, the Daily Mail, the Sun, they'll put out all this propaganda like, oh, Boris Johnson is a hard Brexiteer.
Yeah.
You want no deal or no, you know what I mean? Like, come like a macho man. And it worked. But deep down, I think he knew, no deal, it had been Chinese government. And actually, against his economy, people will feel it. So I think his idea was to play hardball with the EU. And then, if you actually look at the deal he got, can we just be frank? It's not that different from Theresa May's deal.
No, it's not.
It's not a million miles away.
But what Boris did was he changed the language about Brexit, and he changed the language about. He went from soft Tory to hard Brexiteer.
Yeah, hard line at we will leave,
and since he got credibility as a hard Brexiteer, he got his deal, and he said, "Oh, this is a hard Brexit deal." And when Farage was like, "No, it's not," people were like people ignored Farage. Were like,
he's not relevant anymore.
It's kind of irrelevant. But after Friday is irrelevant.
Boris has got his hard Brexit deal, and we can move forward. Even though when you look at it, it's not that different from Theresa May's deal.
Yeah.
No, it's not particular. I guess the only difference is over Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Well, okay. There's a topic. Northern Ireland. From a left wing perspective, what's your view on? Or I don't know. Not necessarily how to solve it, like one thing, but I don't know.
I still think you could.
I think it's.
I think it's
solvable.
I think it's solving itself, truthfully.
You think? What do you think's going to happen then? What do you think? Even like, I don't know, a couple of years down the line.
I just don't see any mechanism where they're going to get a united Ireland, and a united Ireland is not something I want to see. If I'm being honest, but because I want like the UK to remain as the UK, even for like sentimental. Yeah. Like it's a. End of the day, this is a nice country, so like I'd like it to remain like how it is. But if people in Northern Ireland just want, if there's a majority opinion that they just want to join Ireland, then I don't see how that.
I don't think there is. I think there's still a clear distinctive link.
So why should there be a reunited Ireland? Then that's not even a left wing, because a lot of left wingers will be arguing for a united Ireland. But I'll tell you the truth, I don't know much about Ireland. I'm gonna be very honest.
Is it?
I don't really have any association with Ireland, but if they don't want to join Ireland, then I don't see why.
Yeah, I'm not bothered.
Stop them, really.
I think just let it play out. Whatever happens, I'm not bothered.
Result was the.
I couldn't give a shit. I mean, I find it strange though. You know how like, in Northern Ireland, we want to be part of the United Kingdom. We want to do everything. And then it comes to abortion law. And then they go, I'm gonna.
Yeah, the position on it. Well, it's not changed now.
Yeah, it's passed through anyway.
That's good. Finally, they're in the 21st century.
Yeah, no, it is a bit backward though, when it, you know, a developed nation like that, and you know, there's still no abortion law. I don't know.
I know.
Yeah. It sounds a bit dodgy, mate.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I don't try to be offensive, but if you're still against abortion, like if you actually want women not to have the right to have an abortion, now I'm sorry, yeah.
That's like really back.
It was like we were saying kind of on the very first kind of a couple of podcasts. It's like for us, it's you know you can have the right to do it, but it's more about like term limits. Like obviously, like there are examples like if it's a threat to a woman's life, right? Or it's like rape, incest, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's like,
did you see that? Oh, sorry. Did you see that video of like it was on Instagram where this woman, like this right wing commentator, said to this woman like, "Oh, even though you've been raped, I think you shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion."
That's bollocks. I'm sorry. That frustrates, and I know people on the right who say that and go, "Yeah, I don't care if it's rape. If it's, like you should have to carry that child in foster." I'm like, fuck off.
Can you imagine telling a rape victim you have to have that? It's terrible.
Yeah, that's so bad. It's horrific.
I get the protecting life part, but that's a whole different issue.
Yeah, literally. Anyway, but no, what you were saying.
For me, it's more like term limits. So like at 6 to 8 weeks, you've got a detectable heartbeat.
Right.
So if like me, around about then, you should be deciding roughly, are you going to keep this baby or not? So like in the state of New York, it's like you've got really late terms. Like talking like
literally like
20,
a few
20
days.
yeah, 20 plus weeks. And to me, that's more or less a fully formed human.
And that's for any case.
More or less, yeah. In most cases, you can have an abortion. For me, it's more like I don't really care if it's like the first couple of weeks. I'm not bothered. Like it shouldn't be used as contraception.
No.
Like if it's the first couple of weeks, like yeah, to me it's kind of a clump of cells.
Yeah.
But that's not human life. But when you're talking like 20 plus weeks, and then you go,
Like,
nah, I don't want it now.
Organs have been
Yeah.
formed and all that. It's,
For me,
seems a bit
what's the
laughable,
limit in this country? Is it like 24? I think.
I don't know. I don't know what our abortion was, to be honest.
No, I have no idea.
But I don't know. To me, ultimately, I just say if you don't want to have an abortion, don't have an abortion. Yeah.
It's more of a conversation to have in America. I think it's a lot more of a prevalent issue there.
More...
Here, it's not. We've got it pretty much sorted. A bit like gun laws.
Because this country's like less religious, so.
Less
Yeah.
religious divide and
So.
politics and
Would you say-
religion's not really.
What would you
Instant
describe as then? Would you say we're atheist or what? I don't know.
I don't know.
As a country,
Just.
I guess there's that many different
there's different. Yeah,
There's that many different cultures you can't.
Multiculturalism.
I wouldn't call it an atheist country. But it's just people who call themselves Christian, but they're not.
They don't go to church.
No,
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
all.
They'll go to church for Christmas or Easter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like.
Got baptized. I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. So like, I want to baptize my kid and that, but. I'm not gonna lie, I don't go to church.
don't go to church.
I go to church if my mum goes, like, wants me to go, I'll go with her, but like,
Yeah.
it's not like, you know, I have to go, you know what I mean, like, so.
Yeah, no. So, I want to come back to then, you're on about Scotland. So, what do you think about Scotland?
Mate, you're not having another referendum.
Exactly.
And
Shall we talk your
this,
arse?
and this, it's actually, for me, it is a left-wing argument against
This
Scotland.
second
The
Scottish
Scottish-
referendum.
or even a Scottish country, because if Scotland leaves the Union,
They're fucked it.
not even them. Me as a Labour guy,
Yeah.
I see no path to Labour forming in a government ever if Scotland leaves the
I
Union.
don't know, the SNP's got a pretty tight grip at the moment.
No, not even that. But if Labour win enough seats in England and Wales, they could form a coalition government with the SNP, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Exactly. But if they go, what are we going to say?
Yeah, at this current moment in time, I think.
So
yeah.
any Labour politician that's coming out and actually trying, and that's why I love Lisa Nandy. When they asked her about this, she was like, no.
Yeah.
Referendums are and she said the same thing about
Referendums
Brexit.
get fucked.
Yeah.
It's meant to last
This is what I mean, when was it? It was
a decade,
2014.
a generation, yeah.
It's like 6 years ago, man. Like, it's not, like, get over it, you lost. You didn't have the balls to do it.
If I don't think it's that. I just think a lot of Scottish people, not the balls, but I think a lot of Scottish people actually love Britain.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. There's like
Tom Celtic fans that.
yeah, I think there's that banter in between everybody. You know, like calling the Welsh sheep shaggers.
Right.
Like, there's that banter, but I don't think it's a genuine hatred. I mean, it's not, but I don't know.
I think banter is as far as it goes.
Because I mean, the weird thing is, right? So they voted to stay part of the union, and then now with Brexit, they're like, well, we want to stay in Europe.
It's
like, no, you're coming out.
No, you can't be
But Tom, the majority of Scottish people don't even think that way.
Yeah,
I don't think so. It's just Nicola
It's
Sturgeon.
just Nicola. That's what I mean. She's backward. I don't.
She's a great politician.
Oh yeah, she's a fantastic politician. I'll give her that.
But
backward person.
No, it's a strange one, Scotland.
Yeah.
But
like, I do agree. Like, Nicola Sturgeon needs to be stopped, man. She needs to be stopped because she's such an effective politician, mate. Like,
that's what I mean. She's literally wiped out everybody in Scotland.
I could see her like eventually having to force Boris to actually agree to a referendum. I can see it.
She's got a lot of work to do because he's very pro-union, isn't he?
Yeah.
One Nation conservatism.
But does Boris Johnson actually believe in anything?
That's a good point. Actually.
He says no. I do think he probably is pro-union, but like if there's like an instance where it looks like the SNP's rating is going down, he might go, you know what? Then actually have your referendum.
Yeah, and then lose again.
and then lose again, and then that's the opening to get them out.
Alex Salmond failed the first time. I don't know whether.
Alex Salmond made that guy.
No.
What's he even doing now? Is he even doing anything?
I swear, didn't he?
Dotting about.
He got an assault. Something.
Did he?
Like someone accused him of
assault him. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, he's a dodgy guy.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
No, but But no, I don't want to see Scotland leave. I don't, and just for our economy as well. Sam was,
Well, there's a lot of like northern gas and stuff and oil.
yeah,
I guess that's a big thing.
One guy from my course was telling me that like, well, apparently, if Scotland leave the Union, we'd fall from like 6th biggest economy to the 23rd biggest economy.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
to be fair, right, I can see that argument being plausible because if you look at the size of the UK,
not-
just look at the size of the
Not
UK.
very big, is
Not
it?
very big at all.
No.
Look at the size of America. Look at the size of China. Look at it's
Right.
actually it's ridiculous that we
We're
have.
6th.
If we look at it proportionally, it's ridiculous
Bit
that
of a
we're
joke,
6th.
innit?
Oh yeah.
It's actually quite impressive, but if
Oh,
if we fall to 23rd, then I'm sorry, yeah. But
Yeah, there should be no debate.
we
there.
would have a proper rethink the like about.
Yeah.
To be honest, I always think it's daft. It's like, obviously, like I'm not condoning colonialism. Colonialism's bad, right?
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm
but
glad you
just
said-
put
I'm glad
that
you
out
said
there, right? But like how we more or less ruled a quarter of the Earth's surface. This little island,
British Empire.
this little island nation.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
crazy.
yes, it wasn't a good rule. You know, colonialism is bad.
Definitely if
Yeah.
questionable.
It's good to hear you say
But
that.
yeah, put it out there. Well, yeah, no, it's daft. Anyway, next topic. So, very recent, the coronavirus in China. So, it hasn't, at this point, at the point of filming, it hasn't hit us yet,
Yeah,
as far as we're aware. Was it?
There was one. Well, apparently there was one case in Birmingham.
Was it?
Fucking bum is
The guy, one
Well,
guy,
it's Birmingham, isn't it?
one guy's been put in
In a quarantine?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you think it's actually going to spread? Do you think it's really
So,
going to...
right. So I don't know much about the corona. I've just heard about it. I've not really looked into it. But what does it do to you? If you know, if any of you.
I think it like
know.
weakens your immune system and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's sad, isn't it? It is sad.
Mm.
Well, it's a bit... Do you think it's a bit kind of like Ebola? Like there's this massive world...
Yeah, I was just thinking it might have been the
thing,
name
and then it kind of just goes away after
Yeah.
a while.
Mm.
It's interesting though, because I think it comes from bats.
Yeah, I
But
saw that.
and it's like, because especially like in the Wuhan market, they like, they eat bat soup,
Right.
and they think it's like, someone's like either eaten a bat and then gone, I don't know, got it from there, I don't know.
Gone off.
Yeah. It probably is.
It's interesting the reason why they eat bats and stuff though.
Why?
So the reason why, especially, it's the same in Cambodia.
Well, give you good eyesight, like.
No, so the reason, basically, it's not a carrot.
Hilarious.
No, but it's like, fuck's sake. Oh,
No, but bats, mate, they can see in the dark in it, so.
yeah, is that not like old wives' tale? Eat your bats and you'll be able to see in the dark.
It's not a carrot.
It's a carrot. No, the reason is, so like back in like the days of like Mao and like Pol Pot in Cambodia, when there was literally no food, they had to like turn to eating insects, and they just became part of the culture.
So you're blaming this on Mao then?
Yeah,
Pol
Chairman
Pot.
Mao. Yeah, Mao and Pol Pot.
Bastard.
No, I still think eating bats is weird. I don't know.
Oh, it,
I mean, but I'm talking like a whole bat though. Like they don't chop it up. Or anything. I'm talking like a whole bat and they just like stick it in
Yeah,
the soup.
fry it, cook it,
Yeah.
put some seasoning on
it's
it.
weird. It's weird when countries
not
have them
chicken,
traditions. Yeah.
Nah, I agree. Yeah, it's a bit.
No, I don't know.
That's just shit.
You will catch me eating any bats.
It's weird how like countries have like traditions. Like in Peru, they eat guinea pigs, like
Really?
actual guinea. Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
cruel
like,
bastards.
I know. Yeah. It's a bit dodgy over there, but
You eat actual pigs. What's the difference?
guinea pigs are pets
yeah.
here. You don't keep pigs as pets.
No,
Well,
some people
do.
do.
Actually, some people do. Yeah. Some
Actually,
people have farm.
no,
Like,
Some people eat rabbits, don't they? Rabbits are pets.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a good point, actually.
Yeah, I do.
Right, I'll just backtrack that.
Each country's got its own tradition.
No, but
Yeah.
that coronavirus is sad. But I do think it will peter out eventually. I don't think it'll be anything too serious.
Hopefully. Has it flights stopped to China or that? Just that region.
Yeah, in Wuhan,
Wuhan,
especially, I think they've actually closed off an area like 50 million people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
ridiculous. They were saying on the news,
It's nothing like for China, but like for us, that seems
Oh,
like a
yeah,
hell of a
no.
lot of people.
they were saying on the news, it's like, oh yeah, this Wuhan, it's like the size of London. There's like 11 million people, and they've literally just closed down. You see where they're building a hospital? They're trying to build a brand new hospital in 6 days, 1,000-bed hospital in 6 days.
Did they do it?
It's like DIY.
I think it's,
isn't it?
yeah, I know.
Too fucking hell. Nick Knowles is part of that.
6 days.
Yeah, 6 days. It's amazing what you can do with a billion slave labourers and no human rights. Isn't it? You know. How do you think they got the Olympics so good?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But actually, I've got an interesting argument for that actually. But
Go on, go for it.
don't you put the blame on capitalism though for that though?
What, in China?
Well, not in the sense that like, why did international institutions allow the Olympics to be held in China? Do you know why the reason why is?
Money. Yeah, money. Oh,
And the same thing.
Same with
Qatar.
Qatar. Yeah, Qatar. Yeah.
I know
That's the most annoying thing. Sorry, go on.
No, but I mean, technically it's not been proven, but I think everybody knows that was a backhander with Qatar. I remember literally sat in my front room watching that election bid. I was like, okay, Russia's got the first one. I was like, right, okay, you know, at least Russia's got a football league. You got teams like CSKA Moscow, whatever.
Got some good players, but
Yeah, and
Qatar,
then the next one, Qatar, and you're going, what the fuck?
it's about as big as Sheffield is.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fit 6 or 7 stadiums
no
there?
football league. You know.
Why?
Why? I don't understand.
Well, apparently the reasons behind it is to promote football in the Middle East because there's not been a World Cup in the Middle East yet.
Saudi Arabia. There's one. I mean,
No,
but
but
like one.
they'd be used the slave labor.
Yeah.
Just
It's not like they have the best human rights.
Can we just have it in nations that won't employ slaves?
Oh yeah, which one?
Or if you're gonna do it,
That'd be
there,
nice.
Or if you're gonna do it there, you tell them like strict rules. You have to pay your workers. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, and they can't die on the job.
Yeah.
I think there's a daft statistic.
annoying,
If
man.
you did a minute's silence for every
I've heard this. I
every
think you said it
person
in a
that's
recent
died,
podcast.
it's like the first 20 games would be played in silence.
They should actually do that.
Daft numbers. Ridiculous.
Just have it. Don't let anyone
I think it's
come.
been played in the winter as well. That
ruined it, it's ruined it.
disrupts the entire
So
Premier League
you
and everything.
associate the World
Wait,
Cup with
is it-
go. Is it,
Winter 20. Sorry, no,
Yeah.
go on.
That's right.
Winter
Say
2022.
so you associate the World Cup with going in like the pub in your short. You're going in your fucking coat.
Yeah.
It's just it's
Yeah,
not
it
right.
has to be
It's
out in the winter because in the summer it's like 50 degrees.
Yeah,
in the
it's
middle of the
horrific.
desert.
It's
So
horrific,
is it winter like 2021 turn into 2022? Is it winter 2020?
2022? I reckon.
2022.
Oh, so we after we leave uni then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll only have the Euros.
No, but we finished uni early though. Once we graduate in like what, March? In the
Do we?
third year? Yeah.
That's dead.
Yeah, you graduate. Yeah, but
So
then
that's a good
we get
birthday
tickets to the
present.
World Cup.
Hey,
Yeah,
To be fair,
we should.
we can't drink though.
Also, we'll get banged up.
Yeah, you get banged up. Yeah.
Actually, no, we shouldn't go. We're like embracing the fact that this nation. Right, we're giving
Workers die.
Oh yeah, it's horrible slave labour. Yeah, I'll take the ticket.
Come on,
Yeah,
boys.
go on, yeah.
No, we shouldn't go at all.
Ah, good dish.
4-day bender in fucking Qatar.
Oh my god.
Nah,
Fucking hell.
nah. I'm just as I was saying. I was like, actually, hang on, that's so hypocritical.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there.
2 minutes later.
Jesus Christ. So I guess turning his attention to the Middle East and stuff we've done recently then.
Yeah.
So like failed states.
Yeah.
So how would you, obviously looking back at, obviously especially what Bush did, how would you deal with like failed states from your perspective?
Shall I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
And this is gonna be a hard truth.
Straight
the only-
fact, straight fact.
The only people that can save Uganda are Ugandans.
I totally agree.
The only people that can save Yemen are Yemenis.
Mhm.
The only people.
Sudan.
The only people that can save Sudan.
Yeah.
Sudanese?
Sudanese.
Sudanese?
The only people that can save, I don't know, Syrians.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That is
But it's actually quite right. Okay, I'm not comparing what U.S. intervention to Brexit. I'm not. U.S. What?
George Bush, Boris Johnson?
No, what
Same
Iraq?
thing.
Iraq was monumentally worse than Brexit ever will ever be.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he's Tony Blair.
Oh, sorry, not Brexit. I mean, EU taking away sovereignty from
Yeah.
Parliament.
Is Blair technically a war criminal? Is he? Because I know, because him and Bush both went to the UN for a resolution for use of force and that got denied, but they used the previous resolution as.
Is Tony Blair a war criminal?
I mean, I guess Bannon. I mean, I don't know.
If you asked me a few months ago, I probably would have said yes.
Yeah.
But then I was talking to my uncle about this, and he was saying that what was it like? If you're the prime minister of this country,
Mhm.
wouldn't it serve your interests to go along with America?
Yeah. I guess
To
we.
ally yourself
I guess we
with it.
stayed out the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
But
that's what I said to him.
That was different. I guess that was. It was the Americans against communism, even though it was just the Vietnamese wanting
Yeah.
independence from French colonialism, and the Americans went, "Fuck me, that's communism," and got fucked up with that. But
Is Tony Blair a war criminal? But then,
I guess it's debatable.
if you say Tony Blair's a war criminal, then doesn't that mean he should be in jail?
yeah.
Yeah. War criminal.
I guess that's the thing. It's accountability.
Yeah, right,
at the end of the day, he authorised British military force, same as George Bush did in the United States.
What Tony Blair did in Iraq was just disgraceful. I'm sorry, it was just terrible. Like, you can't even defend it. Like, just literally, you knew didn't have any.
It's like, Saddam was a horrible dictator who killed thousands and gassed and killed his own people with chemical weapons. But to be fair to him, he didn't have nukes, and the weapons inspector said, look, he's complying mostly, but we need more time. And then Bush and Blair went, fuck it, we're going in.
Like,
why?
You can't. Saddam Hussein was a terrible person. Like, no one can
Horrific person, yeah.
But like, better the devil you know, innit?
To be honest, that's my argument. So it's like the different militias, and you get the rise of ISIS. You don't know who it is.
Right. So anyway, the point I was trying to make was, a foreign country trying to force something on another nation historically has proven it never ever works.
Yeah,
even though the EU technically didn't really force anything on us, the idea that they could.
Maybe.
Okay, we can have that argument, but the idea that they could do that was enough to annoy.
Doesn't EU law trump our law?
You are?
Doesn't EU law trump our law?
Technically, it does. It did.
Fuck it.
Exactly, and that annoyed so many people. And so, how do you feel? How do you think a Syrian feels? Where literally US soldiers, US soldiers are literally on your door, and then your uncle might have been accidentally killed by a drone strike.
Yeah.
Imagine how incensed you'd be.
Yeah.
What are these foreigners doing in my country? Bombing it and killing my uncle and occupying my nation. You know what I mean? So the only people that can save Syrians are Syrians. The only people that can save Uganda are Ugandans. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how I feel about it, and that's what I said in the seminar today.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, but intervention, like, I mean, no.
It's been proven it's never worked.
Well, actually, Kosovo, to be fair.
I guess the difference is with that, right, is the cultures, even though yes it's different countries, the cultures are kind of similar. So like, our culture is completely different to that of the Middle East or that of African nations, whereas I guess in kind of like Kosovo it's not the same, but it's kind of similar.
Yeah, mate, we're agreeing way too much on this point.
Yeah, no, this is what I mean. Get you on to argue the point of going, yeah, we agree, yeah.
We actually agree. No, but
left
you're dead
and
right.
right can agree.
Yeah.
No, but you're dead right. The only reason I'd ever back interventions is to stop an active genocide of its people. That's
like in Burma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Yeah. Or kind of what's happening in China with the Uyghurs.
And no one wants to talk about it.
That's it. That's what Gav said in the last podcast. Said,
yeah.
How daft is it? There's literally 1 million of them in re-education camps, and there was one bulletin on the news.
And no one does. Even Labour politicians, I don't see any of them really talking about it.
And it pisses me off on the right, especially. I don't see anyone talking about it. Literally, no one's going, look at what the fuck is going on in China.
You're an Arsenal supporter. You see what Ozil put?
Yeah, he's banned from.
He's
banned from China. Yeah.
And then do you see what Arsenal, the cowardly thing they did? Where
what was that?
They were like, what Ozil said doesn't really represent our opinion.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
It's terrible.
No place
there
for
are people there literally being put in camps.
It's literally Hitler.
It's like, where have I heard this one before?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ozil definitely did the right thing.
I'm not trying to call it like a new Holocaust because the Holocaust was just such a dreadful thing that
they're not necessarily at the moment being exterminated.
Yeah.
But it's
still unethical and
it's still wrong.
No one can deny that people have died in those camps. Exactly. So it's terrible, and no one's saying anything. I'm not saying invade China.
But sorry,
this is why I criticise the UN all the time. It's faithless, nothing, no power whatsoever.
It's exactly like the League of Nations, in my opinion.
Yeah.
When everyone condemned China for going in Manchuria and raping and pillaging, literally the Japanese delegation got up and went, "Don't give a shit," and walked out. And
I actually saw that. Yeah.
And never came back.
No.
And it was like, oh great, well done. It's like what can the UN actually do, really? I guess there's a bit right. The UN debate.
Right.
Good, bad, effective, non-effective.
Ineffective.
I think the UN. Okay, overall, the UN is a good thing. It's good that it's there. Like some of the
it needs to be there.
Some of the humanitarian work they do. Yeah, you're right. It does definitely needs to be there. Some of the because like as a central international authority, that still respects sovereignty of people.
Mm-hmm.
The only way it kind of like erode some sovereignties for security reasons, which I think we can all agree, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Nations have to share security reasons to stop
course.
international terrorism.
Yeah.
So, it's good. It's good that it's there. It's kind of democratic, even though I've got some problems with its power structure. Anyway,
Say some humanitarian.
yeah, like the aid they give to some countries is good, but
We say it's corruption within inside.
yeah, definitely.
So it's like, I mean, for me, what pisses me off. So, Venezuela,
That's another debate,
Mauritania, which has about 40,000 slaves, which accounts for about 1% of the population, and who's the other one?
Mauritania's in Africa.
Yeah, there was a. It could have been like Saudi Arabia. They're all in the UN Human Rights Council,
Daft.
and I'm going, hang on a minute.
Oh, wait, something's dodgy here.
Daft.
I mean, it's like on the,
If Turkey was on it, they've breached countless.
Erdogan's a vicious dictator. But I mean, it's like Russia and China on the Security Council.
I'm not trying to pretend like America's like some bastion of human rights.
Oh
There-
yeah, no.
Well, there are levels to it, like as Kendrick Lamar said. There are levels to it. Like,
Get the Kendrick reference.
it's like Saudi Arabia is doing it's terrible. Like the way they treat women, the way they treat gay people, and the US is not. Guantanamo Bay is a disaster. You might disagree, but Guantanamo Bay, I'm sorry.
I thought you were in favour of torture for terrorists.
He's
Caught you there.
You've got me there.
I guess.
No, if there's an active threat,
Yeah.
if there is like an active terrorist threat that could bomb and kill thousands of people, you wouldn't really see me crying about.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say you should do it, but it's kind of like it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
But what's happening in Guantanamo Bay? I actually wrote from a few of my assignments is that they literally detain some people, some innocent people.
Without trial, without charge.
That's terrible.
It's horrific.
If you're gonna torture someone, at least you have to know for a fact these guys are terrorists.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You have to
fucking
at least, to me, at least charge them, put them on trial.
So that's why
Everyone deserves to have a fair trial.
That's why I think Guantanamo Bay. I'm sorry, it has to be shut down. I'm sorry, it's illegal. It's immoral.
Yeah.
I'm me. I've told you. I'm not squeamish about violence. I'm not squeamish about. I'm not squeamish about like torture.
Yeah.
But what they're doing there, I'm sorry. And plus, I swear it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Within the US Constitution, it guarantees everyone the right to a fair trial.
Yeah, so give them a fair trial.
It's like, come on now. Like even the Nazis got a fair trial, the Nuremberg trials. You know, and these were the worst human beings on earth.
Worst. So
Yeah. So at least they've got to have some sort of trial.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you are convicted from that trial, then fucking do what you want.
So even though the US has Guantanamo Bay and the drone strike, I do have a lot of problems with the drone strike.
Obama fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Even his own US citizens.
But even your guy Trump though. If you actually look, Trump Trump has done way more drone strikes than Obama did at the same period of governance.
Yeah, no.
So if you're going to criticize Obama, you have to keep the same energy for
Trump.
Trump
He's
as well.
not perfect.
No.
He's far.
He's far, mate. He's far from.
A lot of presidents are far from perfect.
He's not exactly a bastion of moral capacity.
Actually, that's a good question. Who would you say is the best US president?
Abraham Lincoln, I'd say.
That's good. That's
Slavery.
Yeah. You're gonna have to say it wrong, can
yeah, I'd probably say Abraham Lincoln, but FDR's just right.
I was just about to say,
Franklin
yeah,
Roosevelt.
because he obviously won the war.
Lincoln, FDR, those two, I'm like onto my political.
See, like, on the right, especially in America, they like say they probably say Lincoln first, then they go Reagan. Reagan pisses me off.
So libertarian. I thought you loved Reagan.
No, right. So he's the same with Thatcher. They never really followed through, right? So they're like, oh yeah, we'll cut taxes and do all this shit. But then they still spent like fucking madmen. I'm like, wait, no, that's not how it worked. And then Reagan got done for selling weapons illegally to the Iranians.
Yeah.
The Iran-Contra scandal.
That's terrible. How come no one ever brings that up?
Exactly. This is what pisses me off. It's the same with Thatcher. She was friends with the Chilean dictator. Like, it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
What's his name? Pinochet.
Yeah, Augusto Pinochet.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But you talk about spending.
Yeah.
The neoconservatives, aren't they? So like they're neoliberal in the economic sense, but when it comes to foreign policy, they still want to spend loads of money in
space program and all that.
In intervening.
Star Wars. To be fair to him, his spending did bankrupt the Soviet Union. To be fair to him, he brought the Soviet Union to his knees. But other than that, it kind of does me head in.
Yeah.
But yeah, FDR's going to be up there though. Obviously, winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think even people on the right can respect FDR.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, he was a Democrat, but I mean, I guess though back then, the Democrats were the racist ones back then, before the big switch.
Also, what the Republicans are the racist ones now?
Trump.
No, all I'm saying is the Democrats are definitely now the progressive party.
Yeah.
So, like the way they do. I mean, they probably are.
Tom, just say the word Republican.
There's probably racist people in every single party.
Yeah.
No, but there's, again, like Kendrick Wells said, there's levels to it though.
Levels.
Yeah,
Levels to this tweet.
yeah.
There must be racist in the Democrats, but the Republicans, that's a whole kettle of fish, mate, I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
So anyway, we're going way too much. So Lincoln and FDR.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
Who's number 3 then?
God. Clinton's got a bit now.
I didn't know
a chance.
sexual relations.
Actually, if we're being objective,
To be fair, right?
Oh, no.
Right, to be fair to him, economic wise and stuff, he didn't do that bad. He was actually a pretty decent president, and he's like record in like intervention and stuff. He was actually alright. He was
being
War on drugs.
War on drugs and Jeffrey Epstein. That's
Oh no.
fuck Clinton.
Yeah, I agree.
And Hillary. Dodgy
Yeah,
geezers.
Bill Clinton is
He's one of the dodgiest geezers.
He's
ever.
He's a dirty bastard.
why is he married to Jeffrey Epstein?
Jeffrey Epstein.
And Trump was married to Epstein. Let's not forget that as well.
Actually,
Yeah, that's undeniable.
But anyway, so wait, number 3. Alright, I'll go Lincoln, FDR.
I was going to say George Washington, but he owned slaves, so no, not a chance.
Oh no, that cancels you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, literally all the first 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Basically, all the
Yeah,
founding
fuck
fathers
you.
just count.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you can't be espousing a freedom-loving country and then
Own fucking
pick
slaves.
that cotton.
That's what I mean. How can you write in your constitution, like the rights of man, like all man to be free,
Yeah,
and then you
Make
go
me dinner.
and then you go and enslave people?
yeah.
It's stupid, isn't it?
I agree.
That is a good question, though. I don't know who it
Because
could be.
they're all not even that good. Apart from Lincoln and FDR, they're all not that
Even, I
good.
was thinking
That's
Theodore
what- they've all
Roosevelt, but
got
I think
the-
he was a bit dodgy in Panama.
They've all got the damn. Oh,
Theodore Roosevelt was a bit dodgy in
Oh,
Panama.
actually, JFK. What do you say about JFK?
I like him.
oh mate, top shagger, tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
He's got a good record on civil rights, especially.
Yeah, it's just that Congress didn't.
How about Obama? Is Obama anywhere near?
No.
No. Definitely.
I think because I disagree. I think because American presidents are such a low bar. Like,
There's
I-
some
it is,
real
to be fair.
knobheads. There's been some real
Bush.
assholes.
both Bush.
Most recent ones.
Yeah, but Bush is a bit of an idiot.
Massive idiot.
He's a proper moron. His dad wasn't as much of a moron, but he was a proper.
He wasn't a great president.
I always think, do you reckon he took out Saddam as like a thing for his dad? Because
Yeah,
remember like the first
definitely.
Gulf War?
Yeah, all politics is personal.
That's what I mean.
So yeah, all politics is personal. So definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could give you a third best, really.
That's what I mean.
Thinking on the
They've all
spot.
got the down points.
Yeah.
It'd be either Theodore Roosevelt or Obama. If I'm on the spot.
Yeah,
I'm not even a massive fan of Obama.
Theodore Roosevelt, just because they were at the museum. Well,
I'm
we were Robbie
correct.
Williams. It were Robbie Williams.
As a
that played it,
refilm, yeah.
How about UK prime ministers? Actually, this we'll get loads of disagreement. I think.
Top 3 UK prime ministers.
I think Clement Attlee's got to be up there.
Yeah, to
On
be
the-
fair
on the
to him,
right
even though
hand,
he's
we have-
Labour,
yeah.
right, you've got to put him up there.
Yeah.
Like,
NHS.
you can't
Fantastic.
you can't disagree, within the face of such adversity.
even though he's a massive socialist.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'd
Turn
like,
the country around.
just out of pure respect for like what he did in such adversity, I've got to respect him.
Everyone has to respect that.
Coming
don't
out,
they?
he's the Don.
Yeah. There can't be any recent ones, I don't think.
Theresa May. No.
I'd put Churchill up there as well.
Yeah.
Even though I disagree.
It's interesting because people come back and say, well, he's a bit of a warmonger.
No, well, I'm sorry, but
What, he faced down the
you're
Nazis?
not gonna have I don't know,
Him and FDR.
a unicorn against Hitler. You have to have a war.
Yeah, you got to stop that, right?
Well, it's like what Cop was saying was like, well, Stalin.
Back in the Netherlands.
Yeah, back in the Netherlands. Wait, what did he defend Stalin or something? What
No,
did he
right.
do?
Let's be fair to him.
Wait, right, explain it for everybody what his point was.
His point was that Stalin had to work with Hitler at that point in the war for the Soviet Union to survive.
Molotov Ribbentrop Pact.
Yeah, I think it's called. But my argument was that.
I think the Soviet Union would have still gone on with that Poland.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Innit?
I don't
Probably
know.
were fucked from that
The
start.
Soviet Union was, it's huge. Endless mineral resources and a population that's told to do whatever the tuppence, the fuck
But like, why I respect Churchill, even though, okay, let me just lay out some reasons why I don't like Churchill. The stuff he did to Welsh miners was terrible. Where he sent like literally police to come and like dump them down. That's terrible. And
India.
In India's the disaster.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 3 million dead. And people need to start talking more about that because that is terrible.
Yeah.
All that's true. He still put everything on the line to beat the Nazis. And I'm sorry,
Did it?
You have to give him
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's actually a speech of him saying that even if it means the destruction of Britain, even if it means we're all choking in our blood, the fact that we fought against evil people, then I'm happy to die.
It's his famous speech, isn't it? We'll fight them on the beaches.
Exactly so, and that's much more than Stalin did. Stalin was working with it.
Exactly, Stalin worked with him. And
FDR worked with Stalin as well.
Did he?
Well, with the Yalta Conference.
Oh, FDR
But yeah.
Not to defeat the Nazis, isn't it? So
Yeah.
but that's when we did, Kendrick, man, levels, isn't there,
Yeah.
there's levels to it.
That's when we hit Hitler's up here, then you've got Stalin.
Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
Like Stalin was a terrible dude. Let's.
Oh.
20 million are dead. But yeah.
Was it 20 million Ukrainians? Or was that another
Nah,
thing?
just throughout the Soviet. There's quite a few Ukrainians killed by him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
alright. So we all agree. Attlee number 1. Then
It got to
Churchill.
be. Got to be. Yeah.
Attlee Churchill, number 3.
Oh.
Ooh.
Tony Blair.
It is Blair or Thatcher.
No, it's not Blair for me. It's got to be Thatcher.
This is what I mean.
But
It's what I've got big disagreements.
but-
I've got big disagreements with Thatcher, but I guess on her ideological lines, I'd go with her. But when actually putting it into practice,
Blair, innit?
she didn't really go for it. I'd probably have to go with Blair.
Oh, dear.
what a libertarian, though.
No, only because, right, I mean, to be fair, right, other than Iraq, the country did pretty well.
Under Blair.
Yeah, I can't really tell that way.
I'd have
Went a
to
bit downhill towards the end, but
Yeah,
that's what happens with
but that's
most.
kind of like the end of a global, economic boom,
Yeah.
and then and then it hits the crash.
That's one thing that annoys me about like UK general elections. We've had this for the last 3 general elections. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Labour caused a recession," and I'm not saying Labour went like.
Well, it's more the banks, but I mean,
It was a global recession.
oh yeah, not here, everybody.
Everyone got hit.
Oh no,
Anyway,
no, but yeah, I guess you could probably. I guess an argument from the right is a lot of austerity in here is obviously Labour overspending, yes, and borrowing.
but not every other country went through an austerity program though. But we did.
Well, America's just spending because America's national debt's $22 trillion.
Who cares about that? Who cares about that?
I don't get it, right? How can you have a debt of 22 trillion? Who the fuck do you owe that money to? $22 trillion.
That no, but yeah,
Fucking hell.
that is terrible though.
You think you'd give up
Even
after
Jeff
the first
Bezos
five
was shit his
trillion?
pants after saying that.
How much is Jeff? I was talking to someone last night,
A couple $100 billion, I reckon.
and someone said that he's.
No, he's less than 100 because you remember his wife got some.
Oh.
His wife, well, she didn't take half, but I swear she got like 70.
His wife is the biggest gangster in this whole entire world.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Mate,
Well, you know what power?
That's
That's what power moves.
Honestly,
I
that's like
respect-
how
I
the fuck do you
respect
think
the
that
one.
one?
you've got to give her that.
I respect that with it.
You've got to give her that.
She's probably tactic, but you respect it.
Is it though? She's giving some of that money to charity.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't know that. So.
No, she's not. She's a gangster.
Yeah, you know.
But anyway, but Jeff will say, "Oh, not Jeff." Jeff.
Big Jeff.
What about the mates we met last night? Was saying that apparently Jeff Bezos has got enough money and still be filthy rich to end world hunger.
I mean, I don't know. I'd have to look at his net worth, but I don't know.
Well, that puts it into perspective.
And let me be honest. If he spent that amount of money to end world hunger, he wouldn't end world hunger. But imagine if he cut it by half.
It'd go a long way.
But capitalism.
It's never going to happen, is it?
But capitalism.
It's his money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He
still.
earned that. He earned that money.
Did he
could
though?
do-
Yeah, to be
Yes.
fair,
He created Amazon.
to be fair to he took the risk. He created his
His
business.
workers did.
From nothing.
His workers did most of the work though.
Yeah, but
He was the founding father.
Yeah, but he pays them. That's the point. They voluntarily took that job. He risked his livelihood by setting up Amazon. You know.
Yeah, but he's not risking his livelihood now though. So
Yeah, but that's the risk he took. You know, he took the risk and he's reaping the rewards. It could have failed. A lot of businesses do fail.
like, no, you are right. My dad started his own like pharmacy business. Like I remember, it is. I know it's hard work, but Jeff Bezos, man, he's too rich. He's
never such thing as being too rich.
No, there is.
Oh, not for me.
To be fair, I think the richest man to ever live was the owner of
Rockefeller?
Rockefeller, the owner of Standard Oil. He was worth like 400 billion at his height.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay,
that's
maybe
like
too
turning
much
the
money.
century.
That's too much, man.
That's
If there's
terrible.
people in the world that can't have any food, mate, I'm sorry, but that's unacceptable. I'm sorry.
He
I
was
just can't.
filthy rich.
I'm sorry, but I just can't.
That is unbelievable.
He's probably wiping his ass with $100 bills. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
In an ideal
Wolf
world,
Wall Street.
in an ideal world, billionaires should.
Oh, we're gonna this kind of word.
I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, I know.
Billionaires shouldn't. In an ideal world, billionaires shouldn't exist. Let's just be honest.
Why?
Because right. Okay, I want to just answer a few questions. Yes or no?
Right.
Is politics about power?
Yes.
In the modern world, there's money. The more money you have, the more. Would you agree? The more power you have.
Yeah.
So how can we live in a democratic nation where we talk about a country of equals and have someone have so much wealth and therefore so much power and therefore so much political power? And you talk about equality. It can't work. See, that's my argument for it.
To me, it's about rights.
Actually, they're the leader, man.
Lisa, fuck you.
How many votes do you need to get on the ballot?
You have to get the MPs to vote for you,
Oh,
like
okay.
20-some MPs. Anyway, but go on.
To me, it's just about equal opportunity, equal rights. To me, it don't matter where you end up. If everyone's got the same equal opportunity, if everyone starts from the same starting point, where you end up is up to you. To me, some people are gonna get, some people are gonna be rich, some people are gonna be poor.
But we don't have equal opportunities, though.
How so?
Like, Boris Johnson didn't have equal opportunities whatsoever.
What do you mean by like going private school?
Like he's actually faintly related to the Queen, so he comes from the old aristocracy.
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah, like not like.
Oh, he's not close at all.
Not close at all, but it's
Yeah.
But it's a bit.
He's not going to be walking out with Harry. Well, not obviously not Harry and Meghan anymore.
Actually, we'll get onto that later. Actually,
Yeah.
but David Cameron was actually slightly related to the Queen, but like obviously it's fine. But like think about it. So them two lads, slightly related to the royalty, both went to Eton.
Yeah.
Eton. Do me and him have the same opportunities? No. 4-year-old immigrant from Nigeria, in the northeast. Boris Johnson born into the old. His full name is Alexander Boris de Piffle Johnson.
That is a bit of a farce.
That's bad.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. It's difficult. It's kind of like, I'm not against private schools as in the way of like, if you set up a business or whatever, you get rich for whatever reason,
yeah.
and then you want to send your kids to private school, yeah, fine. But I mean, if everyone's got the same starting point as in, kind of like, I don't know. I mean, that's why I want to kind of obviously get rich, but obviously provide a better life for my kids.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, obviously, you never want anyone to suffer. But
Right.
I don't know.
But it's just.
Capitalism.
And even as a socialist, I don't want to see capitalism like destroyed. I want to see like a balanced system where capitalism is like is like a wild tiger. If you let let it loose,
I'll run riot with it.
Exactly. So you need like.
To be honest, I say that personally. It's kind of like I see some people on the right was like, it's literally like you're right or nothing. Like there can't be left parties. I'm like, no, you need left parties. To make sure people don't get left behind.
Yeah.
To be fair.
That's why Clement Attlee is so important in this country.
Yeah. To be fair, he greatly reshaped it.
Yeah.
To be fair to him.
And I think it needs. I think it needs greatly reshaping now. If I'm being honest. Like all the even under the Blair years, inequality grew.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the thing. Under Blair, that was the most privatisation in the NHS.
Yeah, and that's terrible from a Labour.
From a Labour perspective.
How can a Labour government have that amount? But okay, I don't want to trash Tony Blair's government. Like he did nothing good. The minimum
We just slated him this entire podcast.
the minimum wage was brilliant.
He's on the ropes.
The minimum wage was brilliant. It was a good.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like it's not on the level of the NHS, but it's really important that we got a minimum wage. And him giving power to Scotland, I think, is a good thing to quell. Because I've got this opinion that like if we didn't give Scotland its own parliament, I reckon Scotland could have actually left. in that 2014 referendum.
Yeah.
The fact that some people could actually see a Scottish Parliament. You know what? Actually,
they've got some autonomy.
Exactly.
To a point.
So those two things, and then him actually creating like a judiciary.
Yeah.
Separate from Parliament. I think that's another. So not.
Isn't it weird though? How it doesn't have any real power, kind of thing.
The judiciary.
It's like our Supreme Court. So like Parliament now. So like if Johnson got done for proroguing Parliament now.
Yeah, he could ignore it.
Yeah, he could literally just go to Parliament, get the law changed, and then go, "Hey, I brought the law."
You.
How mad's that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wow.
I don't think he would do that. Though.
Oh no, he wouldn't. But I mean, he's got the opportunity, so there's nothing stopping him.
Yeah.
Especially with a majority now. That's the thing of parliamentarism. He can literally do what he wants. Parliament can then change the law.
Do you reckon?
I mean,
even if some members of the Tory party have a problem with it, it wouldn't be enough to to stop it in Parliament. So yeah,
House of Lords, abolish it, get rid of it.
Yeah, abolish that.
Yeah, mate.
Get rid of it.
I don't get why there's no cross-party support for this. I really don't. I don't know who's supporting it. I've not met someone who supports it.
Rebecca Lombardi wants to abolish it.
Oh, there we go. This one I don't get why the. To me, I would love to see it abolished.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, I think.
It shouldn't be a political issue, really.
Right, how can we vote for Brexit and then, because one of the main things is the unelected bureaucrats, and then we've got the House of Lords.
Yeah.
These unelected people who can do whatever the fuck they want. They decide the laws in our country.
I have never met someone who actually defends the House of Lords.
This is what I mean. Why is literally there's no cross-party support for people going, yeah, fuck it.
Because both parties benefit from having the House of Lords.
Yeah.
Even Labour as well.
Yeah.
You won't believe this, right? This is how naive I was. When I was first studying politics,
Yeah.
I used to think Labour, strong socialist party.
Yeah.
Read it and I was like, Labour have got peas in the House of Lords. What?
What the fuck?
Away, man.
Away.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I was like, what? How can you be a socialist party?
It's a joke, isn't it?
You're talking about democracy and you have peas in an
House of
unelected House of Lords.
Come on.
I was like, what? What kind of rubbish? What kind of rubbish? I've always been against the House of Lords.
I don't know anyone who actually defends it. It'd be
Apart from
interesting.
Lords
You know
themselves.
what, right? We should put it in our class. Does anyone actually support the House of Lords?
Yeah, we should.
I'd love to hear why.
There's probably one, but I mean, I don't know any reason.
Some might say, it helps extra scrutiny of government policies. That's fine. Just make an elected body then if you're going.
Exactly. Yeah, just make it an elected body.
Yeah.
We're not going full style French Revolution.
We're
going to burn it down.
If you want to have a style of some proportional representation in Parliament, have it in the House of Lords and
Yeah.
let it get elected alongside an actual election or
That's
something.
what I mean. I don't mind Parliament being scrutinised, but if it's by unelected people who I have no say,
Yeah.
on what.
And bills should be scrutinised because they're massively important.
Yeah.
So and maybe not abolish it. Well, if it's going to stay
Reform it.
if it's going to stay how it is, then get rid of it.
Yeah.
But if people seriously want to reform it and make it fully democratic and maybe have a PR style, then yeah, I'd support that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Have you got anything else itching on your mind, Yonna? Anything else you want to discuss?
No.
Is that what we said we'd come back to?
Oh, actually, let's talk about the American election.
Oh, the 2020?
Yeah. So you're a Trump supporter. Are you a Trump?
Yeah.
Would you call yourself a Trump supporter?
I wouldn't call myself a supporter of anyone
got my
in
hat,
America,
so.
but yeah, he's got the hat. But I'd say I obviously prefer the Republicans to the Democrats. I think Trump is not the best candidate, but I think he's done quite well so far. But
So you vote for Trump over Bernie Sanders?
yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's
I think Bernie Sanders is a bit dangerous to be prime minister. President.
Why would you say that?
Oh, I think because of his view on defence and all that. And he's got his cronies like AOC, Warren. It's just
You got a big AOC fan, yeah.
AOC. I'm telling you, AOC is going to be president one day.
No.
I tell you what, right? She might become a leader in probably the House one day. In probably I don't know. I'd probably give her in the next 20 years. I would say, to be honest, the way the Democrat Party's moving, she's probably going to be a House leader. She's going to.
AOC's not a crony. She's you can maybe say about Rebecca Lombardi, but AOC.
The fact that she said that the Democrats aren't left enough, it's like what?
She said
Did not say
that. She said there's no left party in America.
And there isn't. Even Martin said, not Martin. Our American seminar said that.
I don't do the American seminar.
He's not left. I guess he's not left in the way we probably see it.
It's not.
No.
Bernie Sanders is the only left-wing person in the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders and AOC are the only left-wing. Obama is Blair. like I don't know where you know.
Yeah, Obama's a Blairite.
Yeah.
Nancy
No,
Pelosi is very similar as well.
Exactly.
Warren?
Bill Clinton is Warren. Yeah,
Warren, yeah.
So Bernie, Warren, and AOC are the only three
Yeah,
left.
but and they got like Biden's a Blairite type.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Basically, Obama 2.0.
And you know what Obama's actually said? Well, he hasn't actually said this, but people that make fun of Obama have said it in the media. Bernie Sanders like fully wins Iowa. Obama might come out and say, "Oi, Bernie Sanders here. Don't vote for him."
have you seen Hillary trashing you?
Yeah.
Hillary's gone because she's got that new documentary. She could full for fucking Bernie.
Hillary Clinton, man. Shut up, Corey.
Shut up.
I always think this. How shit do you have to be? You're a career politician. Your husband was the president of the United States. You're one of the most powerful people in America.
One of the richest people in America.
Yeah, and you lose to a celebrity game show.
She was terrible with it.
You're fired.
She's literally the worst candidate ever put forward in my opinion in
I
US
agree.
presidential history.
I think every other candidate should be ashamed of themselves that they
That's
didn't
the
win
thing.
that.
So like Trump won more votes in Ohio than Mitt Romney did against Obama, and Trump won the state walking away. They just didn't like Hillary Clinton. But that's right. I think if they elect Bernie, it's a really tight race.
I agree. One thing about Bernie is just if you just do.
He's almost dead.
He's too old. Yeah,
He's almost dead.
He's almost at wheelchair.
He's out his heart. He's had his heart attack, and people are probably going to look and go, he might die.
Shall I tell you the truth? I feel bad for Bernie Sanders.
If you were 20 years younger,
to
I
be fair,
think
even
you
Trump said it on his Twitter. He was robbed in 2016.
Yeah, not even that, but like, do you think Bernie Sanders actually wants to become president just so he can fill his ego? Like, I'm the president, or do you think he wants to do it
on his bucket list
because he wants to give people healthcare?
I think
I
think to be fair to Bernie, he probably wants to implement his policies less than power, because like you said,
Bernie,
he's going to die in a couple of years anyway. So it's
harsh.
No, he probably will.
How old is he? He's in his 80s.
No, he's 80 odd, yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, but
I feel so bad for him.
If he was 20 years younger, he'd definitely be president.
That's what, I don't.
100%.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to be Warren.
Oh dear.
I've been paying a lot of attention to the Democratic polls and that. I don't see a path to winning.
Yeah.
Because she's fallen behind. You know who Amy Klobuchar is?
Yeah.
She's fallen
behind Amy Klobuchar.
in Iowa.
That's fine.
So if Bernie
I'll tell
wins,
you what I do like, Tulsi Gabbard. I don't, the...
yeah, you would like. I don't know. A lot of right wings like.
I think it's
Tulsi
literally
Gabbard.
just because she's an army vet. To
Right.
be fair, probably. I mean, I don't really know too much about policies, but I don't know. I mean, I think everyone hates Warren.
Yeah, people on the left don't like Warren after what she lied about Bernie. Calling her
That
a
fucking
sexist.
CNN thing. I think you called me a liar on national television.
Yeah.
And Bernie literally went, no, we'll have that conversation later.
You try to call him a sexist and lied.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders, who literally said there's YouTube videos 30 years ago saying that we need to have a woman president. A woman can be president. He tries to lie and say what I can imagine what Bernie Sanders said was like. He said, "Oh Warren, if you become the nominee, Trump is going to run a very sexist campaign against you." That's probably what he said. He didn't go, "You know what, Warren? A woman can never ever."
Never gonna
Bernie
win.
Sanders, the most left wing guy, and people didn't believe it. That's why Warren is fault. People were like, "Bernie's." If there's one thing you say about Bernie Sanders, he's not a sexist. You know what I mean?
Not a chance.
Not a
He fought
chance.
for civil rights in the 60s.
He's in it.
Did you see the moderator as well? So she asked Sanders, she literally went, did you say that to Warren? And then Sanders goes, absolutely not.
Yeah.
She then turns to Warren and goes, what did you think when Sanders said that? And everyone's going, well, he's just said he didn't say it, so why did you...
It's a bit of
It's terrible. It's terrible.
But honestly, I think if Biden or Warren wins the nomination, Trump wins.
I agree.
Biden's that slow, he'll rip him to shreds, and he'll massacre Warren.
And Warren's just not getting any new voters on at all.
I was thinking, I don't think she gets any of the African American vote, especially.
She'll win it, but like she won't like excite it.
No.
Yeah.
She won't get them out to vote.
Yeah.
Especially fucking Native Americans.
That is.
Oh.
1/1024.
And how are liberals defending that type of nonsense?
No, I
Pretending you're Native American, and I fully believe she was back in 2016, around when I was first getting into American politics. Elizabeth Warren, I was like, and someone was, she's Native American, and I believed. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
They were like a quarter or half or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what did you say?
1/1024.
That's a joke.
That's like me saying I'm Nigerian.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah,
Like, it's tattoo, innit?
yeah exactly. Yeah.
Mate. And that's just like no one even talks about it. I'm like, mate, she lied about what race she was.
Yeah, literally, like to get into Harvard. Like she literally used it to get into
It's
Harvard.
ridiculous, mate.
And
That is dodgy.
If she wins, especially in the the one-on-one debate, it's like he ripped Hillary to shreds.
Yeah.
He will destroy Warren.
I agree. I don't think Warren, because Warren would be like, oh, these are the facts, but Trump would be like, Native American. You know what I mean?
Pocahontas. He'll literally just call her Pocahontas.
Nah.
Yeah, he was trying.
Trump's a joker, man. I always say this about Donald Trump, even though he's a massive bellend.
Not holding back at it.
He's the funniest president.
He's a funny guy, isn't he?
He's a funny, like...
He puts memes on his Twitter of him as Thanos. He's snapping shit.
I don't think...
I highly rate that.
Funny.
I don't know whether he's actually trying to be funny or not, but like the stuff he says, it just makes me laugh. Like, you know, do you hear what he said about John Bolton? I think it was like either today or yesterday.
Was it on Twitter?
Yeah.
I think I've seen
this.
He said like, if I kept listening to John Bolton, we'd be in World War VI by now.
Comedy genius.
I love him because he can't lie to me. He's got no filter. Like, he just like... I tell you what makes me laugh. Like, it kind of just makes me go like a bit like fucking hell. So it's like, to me, like, as the president of the United States, you know, he's the leader of the free world. He should be like, you know, setting an example, a moral example. You know, he shouldn't like swear, whatever. He's there at campaign rallies going, the Democrats are defrauding us with ridiculous bullshit. Like, imagine
Obama did that. Republicans would be like, what?
Like, imagine if Boris came out and went, oh yeah, it's proroguing of Parliament, yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Imagine if he said that, everyone would be like, oh, proper uproar. Yeah. He says it, they're like, fucking yes.
Everyone's just used to Trump now, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's right, I think, you know, right?
He's funny kind of like.
Everybody knew who he was when they voted for him. Like, he was this billionaire playboy who didn't give a shit. You know,
he's got his own fuck off Bowie, like, in it.
The funniest thing I've heard him say was during the 2016 election when he said, "Oh, I got a small loan of $1 million."
Oh, that one.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Oh, that killed me. That small loan of $1 million.
Small, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I got $1 million with it, you know, oh my, small loan.
No, I must admit, I love him. I think he's brilliant. Sometimes he's so funny. He's a comedian. He literally, when he stands up on his campaign rallies, he's literally a comedian.
Alright, can I challenge you on some stuff though?
Go on.
Right, it's all well good at like laughing at him, but okay. How about when you try to ban transgender people from joining the military?
I agree with it.
You agree with it?
Mm-hmm.
Right,
to me, if you can't decide, if you're this is probably bringing me on the transgender. This is me cancelled, isn't it?
Yeah. This is the podcast ruined.
You're finished after this.
You know, oh man, I'm fucked.
Disclaimer.
Technically, it is a mental illness. It's defined as gender dysphoria. It's a mental illness. No, to me, if you've got a mental illness, you know, there are other barriers that don't allow you to get into.
Right, Tom. My argument would be that if they've made the transition from a man to a woman, and they feel settled as a man to a woman, why the fuck can't they go save the country then? It doesn't in some cases doesn't that, in a lot of cases doesn't that actually solve their gender dysphoria? And is it actually a mental illness or is it just...
Yeah, I mean it's defined as gender dysphoria. Or a condition. But so for me, right, it is the suicide rate in the transgender community is 40%, or the attempted suicide rate is 40%. That's pre and post surgery.
Right.
So the suicide rate for the rest of the population is about 3%. But to be fair, suicide's more or less a white male privilege. If you look at the statistics.
I wouldn't call suicide a privilege. But
no. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, like especially in America. If you look at the United States, like the African American population of suicide compared to the white man population, no comparison.
And that's so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
Think about it. Like, you know, obviously, like the history of America and like the oppression of African Americans. Yet the suicide rate for the white population is sky high compared to the African American.
And why is that?
Fuck no. I honestly don't know.
I've got no answer.
That's right. It should be the other way around, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I have no idea. I can't answer that question.
But anyway, back to transgender people.
To me, it becomes difficult. So, naturally, right, men are stronger than women, just physically.
Yeah, biologically.
Yeah, biologically, right. There are some things that probably male soldiers that can do, carrying certain amounts of equipment, or I don't know, another soldier that to me, there's probably some females probably can't do.
Right.
And I don't know whether, you know, like coming into it, like in the tests and stuff, do you base those tests still on male standards? Because it's whether they still, you know, cross that thing.
But there are instances where women have even matched those standards.
Yeah.
So what, you argue women shouldn't be in the army then as well?
No. I guess.
Because I've got a few mates back in Borough, and their lasses and they're in the army. They'd go tell them that.
No. No, I guess there are some jobs, I guess. Like, there are obviously roles that can be for women, but I don't know.
I just think it's unnecessary. Like, did you even know about transgender people being in the army before he brought it up? Like, did you?
To be fair, I didn't.
Exactly. So why has he made an issue about it? But anyway, that's
probably to appeal to his base. Probably. His
Yeah.
evangelical base, probably.
Yeah, people really transgender people. Can we just anyway? So okay, how about the detaining of separating of kids from their parents?
So right, to be fair to him, he stopped it. To be fair to him,
Mm-hmm.
but right, so that starts way back in the 90s when the Flores Agreement, which basically means any child that came over the border, more or less, which was unaccompanied, could only be kept in like containment for like 20 odd days, and then you had to release them into like a home or something. Then under Obama in 2014, that then got changed to accompanied. Right? So I mean, I disagree. I think it's wrong separating them. You shouldn't separate them. But he didn't start it. And he, to be fair to him, he finished it. And obviously, to me, he shouldn't have let it still happen.
But didn't he increase it though as well?
But that's probably through more detainees through his increased funding at the border. So he's catching more people. So probably the rate at which he's going to be doing that.
I swear some kids actually died because of it as well.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know.
Just the image of.
He's still wrong.
Yeah.
I will. Obama did the same thing. Bill Clinton did the same thing. But Trump is president now. Those two aren't president now, so I have to criticise.
Oh no, yeah.
The man that's there now.
That's what I mean. I criticise him for like this. I do criticise him for stuff like his, his actions in Syria. He should not have left the Kurds at the mercy of the Turkish.
Exactly.
That I completely disagree with.
That's why the Kurds were literally helping us fight ISIS.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
That it was a Kurdish fighter that nicked. Do you know how they got Baghdadi? They read about ISIS. They stole a pair of his boxers, and they took DNA from it. And then they realised, this is confirmed, this is him. And it was a Kurdish fighter that got him. Like a Kurdish informant that got him. And then Trump goes, yeah, bye. And then Erdogan's looking, going, right, I'll take about 3 miles worth of land.
Erdogan, another massive Berlin.
Yeah, massive.
Oh, I can't stand him.
That's another one people don't talk about. Aren't Turkey part of Europe? Are they? Yeah. Or are they trying to join Europe?
Is Turkey part of Europe? That's a good question. There's like half of Turkey's...
Istanbul is like
European.
Aren't they trying to join or wanted to join the EU?
They're never going to join the EU.
I swear to God, that's the final fucking straw of that. Until you're allowing a dictator like him into that's bollocks.
Until they actually become like a democracy then.
Wasn't it a failed military coup they had? Was it a couple of years ago?
Yeah. I remember that. And
I remember watching it on TV because my mate was in Turkey at the time.
No, there was martial law. Like a lot of people that got detained if you just criticised Erdogan in it.
Fucking hell.
Twat.
Yeah, he's massive.
He is, isn't he? Fuck that.
Well, I think we've covered most of the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless you've got any other burning issues, John.
Nah, I agree, mate. I agree. We've literally covered the whole...
Yeah.
Done the whole world.
We've got the quiz next, have we?
Yeah, we've got the quiz. Yeah, it'll be 10 questions.
Right.
I don't know, we haven't really got a trophy.
We've still not got one, yeah.
Yeah,
Bottom Wanderers Cup will do.
Yeah, Bottom Wanderers Cup.
Right.
Well, yeah. Right, guys, we'll see you later in the quiz. Right, guys, back in the quiz. 10 questions, Yonna versus Luke. So, he's the first one to answer. Whoever guesses, whoever guesses first.
Wait, first one to answer, or do we just,
Yeah, just shout it out.
Okay.
Yeah, first one to answer. Right.
Oh, I'm not...
I'll tell you what, I'll start with an easy one. Right. Who was the recent dictator of Cuba?
Fidel Castro. Oh, they got that.
Who got first one? Right, okay. Starting off an easy one. Right, oh, here we go. Right. Sorry, Yonna. It's a date one.
Oh.
Get in.
To be fair, no, it's just years. It's just a year. In what year was the Berlin Wall built?
Oh.
1946.
1946? What are you saying? I'll give the closest one.
1952.
Yonna's closer. 1961.
Oh,
That
right.
late?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I thought it built straight after the war. What, right? Apparently not.
I don't know if this is political, but anyway.
Yeah, go with it.
Right. What is the most spoken language in Belgium?
French.
Dutch.
Yeah, it's Dutch.
I'm on ropes. I'm on ropes here. I can't believe it.
Back in the Netherlands.
Fuck's sake. Oh, here we go. Right. So if I want to guess this one. In which country did the Orange Revolution begin between the 2004 and 2005?
Orange Revolution.
The Orange
I have
Revolution.
no clue.
I want to say Netherlands, but
The Orange Revolution.
In it.
Orange Revolution.
It's
Not thinking
somewhere in South America.
Right. It's not. It's above the equator. Right. I'll give you that.
okay, that's
Not
fine.
Northern Hemisphere. And it's not North America.
Okay.
It's like.
Orange Revolution.
I have no clue.
So I wouldn't guess.
I have to
Mongolia.
I have to forfeit that way. I have no.
Just fucking.
Mongolia.
Ukraine. I know.
Oh, that's bollocks.
So, in fact, I don't know if you know this, right? From which state did Arnold Schwarzenegger become governor?
California.
That was so dead on.
I'm dead on.
Yeah.
Go on, you both go and find that.
Ah, cool.
Right, okay, what does a W in the name of George W. Bush stand for?
Walker.
William.
Walker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, okay, right, next one.
Clawing it back.
In what year did John Major become leader of the Conservative Party?
1992.
93.
Yonna's close, it's 1990.
Oh yeah, because Thatcher got the
Yeah,
applause there.
yeah,
Of course he did.
Thatcher got
Oh,
the-
yeah. Yeah, I'm terrible.
And we're politics students.
I know,
Oh,
yes, it's bad
fuck's
this.
sake.
How many questions have we done? 5?
Oh, that's a fucking Clinton.
I thought you were. Are you keeping track of the score?
Please tell me you are.
It's like 2-1.
I think I'm two behind.
I think
2 or 1 behind.
Anyway.
You're winning anyway.
Right.
right, okay. In which state was George W. Bush governor before?
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
There you go. Right, let's go from that. Fucking hell. In which state was Bill Clinton governor before?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Oh.
Yeah, Arkansas. So
I ate this fastest first.
Right, how many heads are of presidents are there on Mount Rushmore?
4.
I think you only got that one.
Right.
Oh, this is horrific.
I think we've got like 2 questions left.
Right.
Right.
Congratulations, you've won.
Which American president appears on the dollar bill?
Washington.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Abraham Lincoln there.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Right, okay. I'm trying to... There's some of these ones that are really, really bad. Right. Ah, that's easy.
Get a hard one.
Oh, yeah, but right, this is a hard one.
Right, this better be absolutely
Right. Joseph Broz was
Oh my God.
formerly a Yugoslav marshal and statesman. He became Prime Minister in 1945 and President in 1953. What is his more familiar name?
What was his name again?
Josip Broz, I'm guessing that's it.
Uncle
J-
Joe.
It's like Jozipbrz.
Was it Uncle Joe?
What are you saying?
Well, I no, absolutely no idea.
It was Tito.
Oh yeah,
I've actually heard of that.
I've heard that.
I've
Actually,
I've heard of it, but
Never would have got it though.
yeah. For how many years is a French president elected?
5?
You both saying 5?
Yeah.
You both wrong. It's 7.
Oh.
For 7 years.
7 years.
So Macron's
So
been-
Macron's. Oh
Wait,
yeah.
wait, when
7
was Macron
years.
elected?
2017.
Oh god, it's
So you can
more
get until
years.
2024. Hellfire. Hellfire.
Fuck me.
7 years.
7
Wow.
years.
There's going to be a lot more like
More-
yellow jacket things in there.
Right, anyway.
Oh my god.
7 years.
7 years.
That's out of order. That.
How do we not know this, mate?
Because France.
Yeah, to be fair.
Okay, right. I think this is the final question. To be fair, I wouldn't have known this. Who was the Portuguese dictator at the time of General Franco?
Ah, yeah.
What's his name? What's his name?
I don't have no
What's his
clue.
name? What's his name? What's his name? I watched a documentary
Joel-
recently.
Joel Ortiz.
Is that what you're saying?
Who?
I've just literally pulled.
Oh.
Right, I'll give you a clue. I'll give you the first letter. It's S.
Oh, right, okay.
The first letter.
Sanchez. I don't know.
You saying Sanchez? What are you saying?
Sanchez.
Salazar.
Oh, actually, I've heard of it. Yeah, that was the
See,
one.
mate, we are doing bad here for politics, dude.
Hey, I should be the one that's disgraced. You've won.
To be fair, yeah.
I've not won one yet.
We licked. I haven't got anything as a
Wait,
prize.
you beat Gav? Well, Gav beat you?
Gav beat me by
yeah, Gav,
one.
Yeah, Gav beaten by one.
Just one.
By one.
Yeah, no.
Tim
I'll
beat
tell
me
you
as
what,
well.
I have actually got a prize.
Right.
Right, you might not like it, right, but I've got a prize. Right.
Oh, what is...
I've got it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Right, an O Boris book.
Oh, dear God. Man.
So, yeah, basically it's full of like Boris Johnson quotes, mishaps, you know, all sorts of stuff in there. I think you'll really enjoy it.
You know what? I've got this fact here. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Finally got a prize on the quiz anyway.
Hey.
Cheers,
I know.
mate.
No, cheers for being on, honest.
No, thanks for inviting us, though.
No,
Hey, no worries.
it's
Come
nice
back
to have
anytime.
a difference of opinion, even though we probably agreed on 90% of the
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
we hear too much stuff. Next time we'll be more combative.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
hopefully.
we'll pick something specifically where we definitely disagree.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, thanks very much for watching, guys. And
Thank you very
we'll
much.
see you next time.